When I started doing capsule wardrobes, I had no idea how popular they would be or how they would change people's lives. To show you these transformations, I invited 15 people to New York City for a one-of-a-kind experience. In this series, you'll meet a diverse group of people from all over the country. We'll show you how we transform their wardrobes and help them unlock the power of effortless style. In episode 7, we're featuring Eddie Hom. Eddie was a bit of a challenge. When I first met with him on Zoom, he told me that he's a power lifter with a muscular physique, and he typically runs hot. So for this capsule, we needed fabrics that are light and breathable, have some stretch for mobility and comfort, and are durable enough to take a bodybuilder's beating. During the day, he's a pharmacist by trade, living in New York City. He likes to look sharp and professional for work, but he also has an active nightlife. So ultimately, we needed a wardrobe that could go directly from a day at the office to a night out on the town.
But in terms of like style icons, I would say just given just my love for like action movies, like maybe like someone like, James Bond. I always kind of noticed that the hero is the one that end up like, surviving at the end. They tend to have the best outfit on. So I was like, maybe I actually need to dress for that. That way I can, just make it through. Like, I enjoy my clothes everywhere because I personally believe that the better the clothes are, the more you forget that you have it on. It doesn't matter if it's work or play. I love to dress nice, to be presentable for like friends, co-workers, clients. The thing about good clothes is that good quality, you're not afraid to rough it up, right? So it really doesn't matter, it's like this is only reserved for work or this is only reserved for those special events. Like, I would love that my clothes can be worn in a variety of ranges and I could just do whatever I want with it. Choice of fabric is like so important. It comes with its own weight, its like own drape, and even just kind of like what is good for, what is not good for. And living in New York where you kind of experience like weather to like pretty extremes on all different sides, you just kind of know like summer, I need to have like this fabric and then I need to put it away before winter comes. Kind of like compared like very much to like, food, because I love food. You have to start with the right ingredients. There's only so much you can do if you don't start with the right ingredients. And I think the biggest thing is learning that when you're able to tweak those options and have that availability, you don't find wearing a suit like as something that you have to do. You actually want to do it, and especially in this day and age, if someone has a suit on, it's very much a choice. So why not choose like the best fabrics?
This is a capsule wardrobe we created for Eddie Hom. Eddie's a New Yorker and he sells drugs for a living. What I mean by that is he's a pharmacist by trade and he works in safety compliance in the pharmaceutical industry. Now, Eddie loves menswear, but he's a really difficult fit. He's also a power lifter. He's got a big back, sloping shoulders, a lot of the same trappings you see in the body type of guys that do heavy lifting. He also loves menswear and wears tailoring really well. So the fit was a challenge, and he also needed pieces that he can dress up. He does need to look business and corporate at times. He also wears menswear and tailoring on his off time. He's going out, he lives in New York, so there's a lot of dressing up just for fun and for style.
He asked a lot of great questions, and it was one of those like sessions where if there's ever a time to be honest, you have to be honest now because it's gonna translate directly into the clothes that come out. The first approach was really for him to get to know me and my lifestyle, and that is just like one that is super active. Even when I'm at work, we tend to have like these meetings and I'm running back and forth. We then talk about color choices, and I personally didn't pick the color. I really trusted him with it, but what we tend to talk about was kind of my level of comfort. And I told him that I was very comfortable with color. We then kind of just worked alongside my profile, taking account into my skin tone as well as my height. And that really informed a lot about the capsule, just really making it my own.
So we started with a suit that is one of my favorites from the spring summer collection. It's a tropical wool with stretch. Big guys, it's always good to have a little stretch in the fabric because a lot of guys with great bodies, they want to show off their physique, so they want a tapered fit. They also need room to be able to move. So the flexibility in the stretch cloth makes a big difference for a guy like Eddie. So when we start with the suit, we had a couple shirts that work with it. We went with a gray stripe. We went with a Bengal stripe in this teal color. Eddie's not afraid of wearing a little bit of color, so we wanted to add a little pop, especially for spring, summer. And the third shirt is a Glen plaid. This is also a stretch shirt, which just like the suit, makes a big difference. We can cut it a little slimmer. So now that we have a suit and a couple shirts, we added a second suit that can be blended with the first suit, meaning you can wear the jacket and trousers either way and get more outfits out of it. So this is a gray hopsack. So hopsack and tropical wool are a great combo as far as textures, and the navy Glen plaid and the gray are also a great color match. From there, we added a jacket. So again, another stretch jacket. This is a very casual sport coat. An unstructured knit jacket like this is one of the most casual sport coats you can have. So it feels like a sweater, it's very stretchy, it's very cozy, but it's a little bit more elevated, a little more elegant than a cardigan, for example. So we did this for Eddie. It's fully unlined, it's light, stretchy, comfortable, good for a guy that's bigger and needs a little bit more range of motion. What I love about this fabric, it's beautiful texture, and a nice color. You can see there's a little bit of rust, a little bit of blue, a little bit of light gray, which makes it versatile but interesting at the same time. From there, we added a shacket. Now this shacket is a really interesting fabric. We don't use a lot of synthetic fabric. We prefer all natural most of the time, but there's a time and place for synthetic. For example, this is a lightweight piece that's really for spring and summer, can go into the fall, but it has water resistant properties. It has a lot of stretch, so it's very comfortable. It's also unbreakable. That's one of the things about synthetic, why you often see them blended with more precious fibers like cashmere, alpaca, because it provides a strength. What we also do often with shackets is do a matching trouser. So this is like a very casual take on a suit, or it could also be worn as more of like a field jacket with jeans or chinos. But I love a set because it makes it easier. It's a little bit sexier. You can just pop a polo shirt or a collared shirt in here. Think of it as the most casual version of a suit. From there, we added a long sleeve merino polo shirt. This is a great alternative to a collared shirt, and this color really pops and is great for Eddie. It also works really well under some of the blues and navies. Now, Eddie didn't have a great raincoat or an outerwear piece for spring, so we made him a trench coat. And I'm really proud of this because it's hard to find a lightweight outerwear piece, but it's also hard for guys that have difficult fits to get that. So this is a custom-made trench coat for Eddie. This is a merino V-neck sweater, another layering piece that's versatile, basic, goes with everything. The final piece here is a merino crew neck. So again, having a couple basic knits allows him to dress some of the tailoring down and add layering without adding too much bulk because he's already a pretty big guy. So as with all capsules that we make, all these pieces can be mixed and matched. They can be dressed up, they can be dressed down. He really doesn't need much more than these pieces for the entire spring-summer season, whether it's for work or for pleasure.
I would have to say that blue checker suit, that one was just perfect in every sense, and no, I can see it wearing in every occasion. A very, very close second was that raincoat. That was such a unique color, and the fabric, and just like being in New York when you never know when the weather can take like a bad turn, and I feel like that jacket's got me there. We kind of also discussed the capsule. It was very much having pieces that can be worn on a day-to-day. And you know, if you weren't paying attention, you would kind of think they're very super basic pieces. There's one jacket where the material is so unique. From afar, it kind of almost looks brown, but if you go into it, you see multitudes of colors, and that's the kind of bringing in the versatility, because I plan to wear that jacket with almost anything, so it has almost every color in it.